Today we're going to glaze our cupcakes. That's just a fancy way of saying that we're going to paint them using a very special paint called glaze that turns almost glass-like when it comes out of the kiln. Now you might notice that it changed a little bit. Last time we used it, it was gray, it was damp, it was cold, and now it's hard and it's white. This is called bisqueware. Now we're going to start off by picking two colors. One color for the base of our cupcake and one color for the top of our cupcake. Now I'm going to start with the top of my cupcake. And for this one, you can actually paint the whole thing, the top and the bottom. Now, once you think you're done, I want you to pick it up and look at it really closely and look for white spots. We don't want to leave anything white because anything that's left white will be really rough to the touch and it's really going to show through later. It'll be obvious. So what I like to do is if I notice I have white spots, I load up my brush with a lot of glaze and poke it in there. And you really want to make sure you poke all of those spots so that you have no white spots left. So just check everything and make sure that you have nothing else that is showing through. And then once you've covered everything, you're going to go ahead and paint it a second time as well. Now once we're done with the top of our cupcake, we're going to paint the bottom part. So if your brush is really dirty like mine, we're going to clean it off inside the water. So really make sure to sort of swish it around so we don't mix the colors. And then when you see that your brush is getting clean, we sort of wipe it on the side so that it's ready for the new color. Now this one, we're going to paint the whole thing, the inside and the outside, except for the bottom. We don't want to paint the bottom because then it'll stick to the kiln when we put it in there. Now we're going to want to check this one too. So check for white spots, and if you just have a light layer of glaze, then you'll want to paint it a second time as well. Now once these are mostly dry, we can add some details to the top of our cupcake. So I'm going to use a few different colors for that. We just need to make sure that when we're using our paintbrush, that each time we switch colors, that we're thoroughly cleaning it. So you need to make sure that you're dipping it into water, cleaning it off completely before changing each color so that we're not mixing them. Now when we're done with both pieces, we're going to put them back together. When we put it into the kiln, the two pieces will stick together because there's glaze on both sides. And we'll end up with a nice little cupcake.